What if the biggest professional shift of our lifetime isn't some big, loud explosion? What if it's happening with a quiet, creeping change in expectations? Today, we're going to dive deep into the AI Survival Hackbook 2026 to really uncover this silent revolution, and more importantly, what it actually means for your career.
Yeah, forget all the dramatic headlines you've been seeing. The Hackbook argues that the real sound of the AI revolution is this simple question from a manager. It's not a grand announcement, right? It's this subtle, creeping change where speed and high-level output, they're not a bonus anymore. Nope, they are the new baseline.
So, the big question is, how on earth did we get here so fast? It kind of feels like it happened overnight. Well, it all boils down to this concept that the Hackbook calls AI's silent shift. And that's exactly what it was. The moment AI just stopped being a fun toy and became a core necessity, pretty much while we were all looking the other way.
And this timeline, man, it just lays it all out perfectly. Think about it. From 2019 all the way into 2023, AI was this cool thing we were all playing with. It was about curiosity. Then 2024 hits, and the people who were really paying attention started getting a serious edge. But here's the kicker. The real turning point was 2025. That's when AI just kind of melted into the background. It became part of the furniture, a core piece of how things get done every single day.
And this is the most important part to understand. This whole shift from AI being a nice-to-have to a core workflow component, it wasn't one big event. It was this slow, quiet integration. Reports started showing up faster. Research that used to take weeks now took hours. And bit by bit, the expectations for what you could produce just kept creeping up. And the reason most of us missed it, it just didn't feel like a revolution. Okay, so this silent shift has a consequence, a big one. And it leads us directly to what the Hackbook calls the 2026 expectation gap. This is where things get real, because suddenly the rules of the game have totally changed. And there's this whole new set of expectations that, frankly, are non-negotiable.
I mean, just look at this comparison. It is absolutely night and day. Back in 2025, it was cool to be AI curious. You'd ask AI some questions, get some output. That was great. But fast forward to 2026, and the expectation is completely different. It's AI first. We're not talking about asking questions anymore. We're talking about assigning responsibilities to AI. We're not talking about manual work. We're talking about running automated systems. It's a huge leap from being focused on output to being focused on the outcome. And what was innovative just a year ago, now it's just the starting line.
So this really brings up a tough question, one we all have to face. Seriously, take a second and think. Are my skills right now, are they actually aligned with where things are headed in 2026? Are you really prepared for this massive jump?
Okay, so how do we bridge that gap? It sounds a little intimidating, right? Well, the Hackbook doesn't just leave us hanging. It introduces a solution, the rise of the AI operator. And let's be super clear here. This is not about becoming a coder. It's not about having a library of a million prompts. This is about becoming a totally new kind of professional, someone who's built to win in this AI-first world.
So what the heck is an AI operator? The best way to think about it is like an AI generalist, or maybe like the conductor of an orchestra. They don't just use AI, they orchestrate it. They're not playing a single instrument, they're making the whole symphony work together. It's all about high-level strategy, about designing the entire system, not just worrying about one little task.
And here's what that looks like in the real world. This is the core loop. First, you design the workflow. Then, you delegate the actual doing to AI. You connect your tools, your spreadsheets, your CRMs, the whole shebang. You watch the outcomes, and then, and this is the crucial part, you go back and make the system even better. It's this constant cycle of building, testing, and improving.
This is a massive identity shift. It's huge. Your value literally stops being about how many tasks you can check off a list. Instead, it's all about your ability to design these smart systems that do the work for you and do it at scale. You're not the actor on stage anymore. You're the director, calling the shots.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. That all sounds great in theory, but how do I actually do any of that? Well, this is where the Hackbook gets super practical. It introduces a toolkit it calls the AI Survival Stack, and you can really think of this as your roadmap, the framework for building these AI operator skills.
So the stack has these 5 layers, but pay close attention here because this is so important. The Hackbook says most of us were stuck at layer 1, just chatting with an AI model. But all the real power, the leverage, comes from moving up the stack. It comes from using AI agents to actually do things, building automations that work for you while you sleep, and connecting all your different tools so they talk to each other. And then, right at the top, that's where you come in, with your human judgment guiding the whole thing.
Let's make this super concrete. Here's the stack in action. Imagine a report that just makes itself overnight. Seriously. At 2 a.m., a trigger goes off. An automation pulls all the latest data from Google Sheets or Notion. Then an AI model chews through it all, finds the key insights. It formats everything into a clean, easy-to-read report, and boom, it's in your team's inbox or Slack channel before anyone's even had their first coffee. This isn't some futuristic dream. This is literally what an AI operator builds.
So you see, getting good at this stuff, it's not just about learning some new tech tricks. It's about fundamentally redesigning your future work. And this is where we tie it all back to what really matters, how this impacts your career, your growth, and your ability to make a real difference. And here's the bottom line, the biggest takeaway. Mastering these systems, it's not about playing defense, trying to protect your job. It's about playing offense. It's about multiplying your professional leverage. This is how you get promoted faster. This is how you build a freelance business on the side that runs itself. How you become the go-to consultant or the person leading the AI charge inside your own company. AI stops being a threat and becomes the tool you use to massively amplify your own value.
So let's wrap it up with the single most important question that the Hackbook leaves us with. It really sums up this whole entire shift. Because the future of work, it's a choice. And in 2026, you're either going to be doing the work or you're going to be designing it. The choice is really up to you.